Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, it's been a little while. This last semester was brutal. I know I was posting some interviews for colleagues at work on my channel for a class, but it's been nuts. Uh, so I am currently sitting here in my office. I had a very angry binge cleaning day in my office and completely emptied it for the most part, except for, certain things. Obviously, my books, those stay here. They stay over here as well. But I got rid of a lot of stuff I don't need. And so, anyway, so I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on my life right now. So I was just accepted into a new position. I will be making my first steps to transitioning into the ER. I will hopefully start being more accustomed to working in a fixed location as opposed to a very moving, very fast moving vehicle when I'm in an emergency. So I have decided that this was the next step to my career and possibly to my life. So let's go over this last semester because it has not been fun. I may go through my phone and find some videos from this last semester if I can, and insert them somewhere throughout the video. But so this last semester started off with a bang. Let me tell you. We came back from our winter break and we had classes start, and because of snow, we ended up not going to classes. We had class on Zoom for one of my classes for sure. Oh, yeah, nope, two of my classes. So Trig and my Gen Chem class were both on Zoom for the first day. Then we went to class the day after. We were able to, the snow had let up enough, I guess, for us to return to classes. So I went back to class that day. And for the most part, we have done a phenomenal job with, Zoom and everything like that. But after that second day, we went back to no school that day, and we ended up doing Zoom classes again for the simple fact that the weather was terrible. People weren't able to get out of their driveways or get to the school, whatever. So our class, it seemed like our semester started off a little rough for everybody. And it kind of set the tone for for that semester, unfortunately. I just remember every time I walked into the Noel studio, we were all stressed out and we were just ready to throw in the towel. A lot of us were, a lot of us were sitting here just like, what do we do? We've been busting our butts and nothing. So anyway, we decided this semester was just, at the end of it, we were all just like, we're done. This semester was terrible. So for me, I definitely struggled. Trig is not my strong suit. And unfortunately, as intelligent and extraordinary as my professor was, he could not teach it. And you could do, if you went onto the ratemyprofessor.com and looked at his ratings, he had a 13% approval, and everyone said the same thing. It all said, super, super smart gentleman and everything, but he just could not teach the material, or I learned more about Russia than I did about trigonometry, which was interesting to say the least. The Cold War was brought up quite a bit, but anyway, so I really struggled. I ended up failing that class, and so me being who I am, I won't let that ride. So I'm taking trig this summer, and I'm still struggling, and that's mostly because I fell behind in my coursework for the simple fact that I had a lot of stuff that had to happen. Obviously, life happens for all of us non-traditional folks. It's very challenging, and it's one of those things, you know, we 100% were, you know, just I can't let stuff lie, and it killed my GPA. And for most of you, you know, that know me or have watched my channels, here's the, you know, my intention is to go to med school after all this. And so it killed my GPA, which threw me under a 3.0, and I really didn't want that. So I need to kick my GPA back up, because let's face it, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that 528 on the MCAT and show, you know, and I want to show an upward trend in my GPA. So I'm retaking this course, and I fell behind because, you know, obviously adult life and family stuff that needed to be addressed, and, you know, my family needed help. So I'm trying to play catch up today. So today is Tabitha going back through all of her notes and trying to get caught up on all the homework that I missed. So for the most part, and you'll have to excuse me, my phone is going crazy, and obviously it's hooked up to my computer. And so, but I'll go over that later. This semester was my final semester with the Noel Studio. I felt that I just couldn't do 2 jobs during this. And I think that definitely hindered a lot of study time as well as everything else. But I 100%, you know, it was one of those things that I wanted to feel like I was still doing everything that I normally did. I'm not that young anymore, and I'm so tired all the time. So what ended up happening was I finished off the semester with Noel Studio, and I will 100% miss it, but it doesn't mean I can't go see them anymore. It definitely does not mean that. So I'll still be able to go hang out with my old boss and go hang out with the people that I did work with who are remaining at the Noel Studio, which is great. So I will just take a sideline and hang back. The other thing that has happened, which you guys, I'm like super, super proud of this last semester, was this last semester obviously was definitely a lot of triumphs, but a lot of coming to Jesus moments with myself, as well as some disappointments. But that's okay. We go through that every day. So this last semester, the organization that a few of my friends from online courses, as well as one of my instructors who I love, hi Maggie, love you, mwah, we were officially recognized by the school. So I am a co-founder of a student organization for EKU. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about that, because I'm really hoping that this will catch on and it will become something that can absolutely be spread out to all the different schools, that they can create a society specifically targeting online students. Because a lot of the people that I went to classes with when I was an online student, they just felt almost like they were neglected to a certain degree, and there was nothing for them. They didn't have any friends. They didn't go to classes like we do, like I do now, and create friendships and bonds and have study groups and stuff like that. Maggie was our instructor for our English class, and she 100% was the key and the tool to starting this whole thing. My intentions for staying in contact with everybody was completely selfish on that forefront. So I ended up wanting to just stay in contact with some of the amazing individuals that I met through classes. And Maggie kind of just put the bug in there for us, and we ran with it. And the school was super excited about it, and they wanted it up initially within 3 months, and that was just not possible because school was more important. We wanted to make sure we concentrated on our studies and so on and so forth. So what I ended up doing was over the next year, I went through everything that I needed to do for this. I went through a lot. Like there was a lot of things that needed to be done. I needed to figure out a constitution and a bylaws. So Maggie helped with that, as well as some amazing individuals that were at EKU. And I'm so thankful for them, because without them, I would have been absolutely lost. I wouldn't have not known what to do, and it would have taken longer. So anyway, back to this semester, we got officially recognized by the school. We are an official organization now for the school that is through the school. And we've started pretty much advertising for our society now. We've contacted a couple professors that do online classes for online students, and they have put it out there for everyone else. So 100% we got recognized. That was a huge deal. And at the end of the semester, I made a choice. I have decided to step down as the president of this new organization. And that was my intentions to begin with, was that once I got things up and running and we started bringing more people in, and we had pretty much a good handle on how to do everything, including like updates to the bylaws and re-registration for the next, school year, I guess. So that was my intention. I was going to step down and let someone who was an actual online student take over. For the simple fact that, one, I'm no longer an online student. I am now an in-person student. So I have to go on campus for classes instead of doing all my stuff online. So with that being said, I will be stepping down in August after I put in the corrections to our bylaws and passing the torch, per se. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very, very proud of everything that we've done, all the work we've done. Granted, it's taken longer than we expected. It took us a full year, literally from the time that we presented the idea to the school to the time that we were actually recognized. And so I was very excited about that. I ran into some bumps and stuff, and I had to go into the office and sit down with with the student life organization director, and she helped me walk through I was able to walk through a lot of stuff with her, and then we were able to get that up and running. So super excited. I'm very, very excited about that. It makes me feel good, because now our online community is going to be able to have a community that they can go to and they can talk to. And the nice thing is, it's not necessarily for non-traditional students. It is an online student resource is what it is. So a lot of the things that we really wanted to stress is, like, we've got a lot of non-traditional older students who are going through masters or even PhDs, and I had a conversation with a few of them that were like, well, we really don't want to be involved in like a sorority or fraternity kind of environment, and that was not our purpose. And I had to explain to them that a lot of us aren't that young. We're not teenagers just fresh out of high school. A lot of us have either gone on to other careers and we're just returning to school, or we started our families sooner than most individuals and decided college was not going to be in the cards right at that time. So anyway, that was, so they're real students with real life problems. They go through the adult life, they go through the whole thing. So I've had to explain that a little bit to them, which was nice, because we had a great conversation and they seemed really interested in it. So anyway, we're very excited about that. So that was one of my big triumphs. I did a whole lot better than I expected in my general chemistry class. Granted, in high school, I took it as a dual enrollment course, and I got a C in it. This semester, I actually got a B. I was very excited. My professor was amazing. He helped me so much, and he worked with me, because yes, I'm a student, but I'm also a full-time employee, and I have to work. It's not something that it's not a I'm bored and I need to do something kind of thing. I have to work in order to help support my family. So what I'm saying is like my professors, for the most part, were very helpful. However, I got a D in my anatomy and physiology class. So that one's going to be retaken as well, all because I missed 4 things. And the professor was not willing to work with me at all, which is absolutely his choice. It was my fault. I should have, I absolutely should have, but, should have done the assignments that I missed. And I just, at that time, like I said, this semester felt like it just was dragging on and was just painful. So it's okay. I'll just retake the course. No big deal. So I went through a lot of stuff, and I sat down with a friend, and she and I worked together on, what do I need to do to raise my GPA? Oh, it's not going to be fun. But with me dropping the Noelle Studio and becoming a one-job woman, which is going to be weird, I'm not going to lie, I'm hoping that will be something that I can still balance. So that is going to be, I'm going to go from, well, let's see, 36 plus 20, so 56 hours a week at least. Excuse me. 56 hours of work at least a week to 36. I'm cutting out 20 whole hours. Granted, I am still staying part-time on the ambulance, but it's going to be like super part-time. We're only required 36 hours a month on the job as part-time employees. And so I will still work on the ambulance, but I will literally be cutting back to just 36 hours a month. And it's something that I have to do for myself. I don't want to cold turkey the ambulance, just for the simple fact that I really do enjoy working on the ambulance. I love being on the ambulance, and I can without a doubt say that the company I work for currently for the ambulance, some of the best management I have ever worked with. And I've worked through 6 different companies in the last 10 years due to moving or due to personal circumstances and having 2 jobs at the same time. So again, like I said, it's going to be really weird to go down to like one job technically. So I'm very excited for this next chapter in my life. I've been doing a whole lot more research. This is my med school research book that I've been working through, and I've got my list of schools that I want to apply to. A lot of them are, either close to here where I'm at now or close to family members. And a lot of them are definitely schools that are going to be around where John could be stationed. So wish me luck. This next semester is going to be challenging as well, because not only will I have a very full schedule at school, but I'll have a full-time schedule at the hospital. And I am going to be studying for my MCAT. So I'm not gonna lie, the MCAT, yes, very, very challenging exam that for those of you that don't know, the MCAT is an exam that is required for students to take in order to determine their likelihood to succeed in med school. And so I'm very excited about that. I can't wait, you guys. I really can't. I'm this close. I can literally see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is it's been so much closer than I ever expected. This time next year, I will be applying for med schools, you guys. One more year, I'll be applying for med schools. I will be taking the MCAT in the spring. And if anybody needs help with MCAT or anything along those lines, I have a resource that needs to be met. So there is a gentleman by the name of Dr. Ryan Gray, and shout out to Dr. Gray. Thank you so much. I am very excited to start this journey with you, because literally I've been listening to your podcast for the last couple years since I started school again. But Dr. Gray, and this is not sponsored by Dr. Gray, you guys, just a heads up. This is me 100% promoting an amazing man for helping individuals that are doing this. So Dr. Ryan Gray writes an entire series on the MCAT and med school applications and so on and so forth. He has a YouTube channel, he has a podcast, and he is definitely somebody I would highly recommend for this. I have all his books thus far. I'm currently working my way through the MCAT book, and I'm partially through his med school application book. So he literally kind of walks you through everything. And the two books that I have sitting with me right now are his personal statement on how to write an effective personal statement, as well as his med school interview. So for those of you that don't know the process, that is a whole nother YouTube channel video. So we'll have to go through that later. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, like I said, and I'm very excited for this next chapter of my life as well as this next semester. This next semester is going to be kind of brutal. I'll be taking physics, Gen Chem 2, and I'm going to be I'm retaking a course on anthropology to get a better grade on that one and hopefully get rid of the C that I had. Show that determination as well. That's kind of a big thing. Med schools really apparently like to see that you are determined to improve. But I also need to somehow show that I'm not all about school and work and medicine, which, you know, is great. You know, I do some volunteer work. I work with Toys for Tots every Christmas. So if anybody has any questions about Toys for Tots, please, by all means, shoot me a message and I will try and see if I can't help you. Obviously, I help with Toys for Tots because my husband's a Marine. And so I definitely, I enjoy that a lot. It is such a wonderful feeling to help with that. It is one of those things that just makes my heart fuzzy and warm to see the parents that can't afford toys for their kids at Christmas time and their reactions to when we give them toys. And it's wonderful. It is a absolutely wonderful thing. And I very much enjoy helping with that. That's kind of my thing. But I'm very excited for this next year. So hopefully I can keep up with my YouTube channel. I haven't done it in a while, but we'll hopefully get that taken care of. So anyway, thank you very much, you guys. I super appreciate everything. I love you all, and I really hope and pray that you guys are having a wonderful day. And yeah, so my family, hi, I love you. Can't wait to see you guys again, hopefully soon. But yeah, I'm very excited for this next year. So I will catch you guys soon? Question mark? Hopefully. All right. See y'all later.